right, y'all. So it's time for a reading. The choice of decks today were very random. I will say so myself, but I normally just let my eyes guide me to the decks that want to be used, and it's normally very accurate, very head on, so I don't second guess myself. But yeah, the decks that I chose today were very random, and I'm not going to be reading any tarot today, okay? I didn't feel like we needed any tarot, so I guess we're not going to use them. And I created this deck. It's just index cards, but it's a shit ton. I think there's probably like 200, maybe 300 cards in here. I don't know. There's quite a few though. But I made this deck probably like 2 or 3 years ago. So I just kept seeing it in my head. So I was like, okay, that wants to come out and play with us. So we're gonna use it. I have to split them up because the deck is so freaking huge. And these are just random things that I wrote down. So we'll see what is wanting to come out. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the chakra deck. I'm gonna shuffle one more time, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get one. Let me get a drink of water. I really need it. Look at this cup. My brother got it for me. It's the cutest thing ever. Love aliens. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get a theme for this reading, please. I don't know why, but it feels really quiet. Like, I don't know. All right, so the card that we got is Connection, Universal Oneness, Love, Interconnection, and Support. And this is the heart chakra. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this out of the book. Number 26. Okay, so it says, you are a vital strand in the great web of life. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are essential to the whole. Connect. So the story of the card is, like the interwoven blades of an infinite field of grass, like the braided roots of an ancient sacred tree, like the spiraled union of our own DNA and the linking waves of an everlasting sea, we are each connected to each other and to the greater web of life. In the big scheme of things, we seem tiny and weightless, but our unique place is this universal chain is called for and essential. We are living bridges of connection. This card is about connection with others. It is about feeling the oneness and interconnection of all life, opening your heart to love and be loved. Amidst the pressures and rapid pace of life, it is easy to become so focused on getting things done that we disconnect from the greater flow. It's as though there's a clear mountain stream running right beside us. We choose to drink from a puddle instead. This card is an invitation to re-engage with the world around you and to honor your place in the interconnectedness of life. Realize your part in the chain of life. Feel the connection with the food you eat, the people you associate with, and the work that you engage in. Realize that all people who cross your path during the day are each playing out their own lives, but in doing this, they are playing a part in your world also. This card also encourages you to engage in relationships openly and deeply. Honor your role and play your part in building a strong connection with your partner or those you are most intimate with. There is a difference between being physically present and genuinely connected. It is time to make a conscious effort to open yourself to deeper levels of engagement and connection in your relationships. From this type of connection, we are able to make mistakes, show our true selves, and express our fears without judgment. From this type of connection, we can feel unconditional love. We support each other and have the opportunity to truly expand awareness of ourselves and awareness of another human being. It is through this genuine connection in the ordinary moment that we open ourselves up to the extraordinary possibilities. We all share this planet. We are all connected to one another, and we are all loved. Ponder on the thought of universal oneness. Feel a part of this interconnected consciousness. Honor your link in the chain. Connect. I love this. And I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but in one of the readings I was talking about, I used to do a lot of psychedelics, and one of the psychedelics that I did was DMT. And DMT really opened my eyes, and it really opened my mind. And one of my most favorite trips was I was in the mountains, and I was coming down from, the trip. And I remember it was either a bush or a tree that was talking to me, and everything had swirled. And I remember before I came back into consciousness, they told me that everything is connected, everything is one. Okay. And I had to sit with that for a while. But at the same time, it was something that made a lot of sense to me. It was something that I felt really deep within me, To realize that everything is connected is so beautiful, because you realize the role of everything that happens, especially in your life. You understand that this person's role is this, and this person's role is that, But the other thing that really caught my eye was connect with the food that you eat. I think so many of us just eat to eat, right? But we're not actually present or connected or connecting with our food. I know that I do this, I'll make myself something to eat, and I'll sit down, and what is the first thing that I do is I get on my phone and I start to scroll, or I'll watch a video or something. So I'm truly not connecting with the food either. And some people may think that's dumb, but I think that life is all about connecting with things on a deeper level, understanding things on a deeper level. And a lot of people are like, life isn't that deep. I mean, no, it isn't, and it doesn't have to be. But if you're somebody who hasn't really connected, I feel like it's like there's something missing. I don't know if that makes sense. And then too, the people we work with or associate ourselves with, or the people that we're dating, the people we're friends with, or our family, again, sometimes we're just so disconnected. We're physically there, but we're not truly actually connecting with those around us. So, what are ways for you to connect? Are you actually connecting with the people around you, or are you just kind of there? So let's see, let's get another card. Let's see. It's so weird to me that I'm not using tarot, but I didn't feel really called to, so okay, they're actually wanting me to get another one of these, so okay, normally I only take one, but I'm going to take both of these. So we have inner child, playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence, and wonder. And then we also have self-expression, vocalization, individuality, inner voice, and assertiveness. For some of you guys, there is a need to connect back with yourself, back with that inner child, back with that small child, that child that you were, you know. For some of you guys, I'm seeing, yeah, this is probably going to be a lot to do with inner healing, inner child healing. But for some of you guys, I'm seeing this child, like, it's just very dark. It's honestly the silhouette of a child. But I see this child kind of like in a corner, like, you know, like this. Like, this is what they look like. And some of them has a blanket. The other one has like a teddy bear. But there's just this, there's a lot of darkness surrounding them, okay? You can tell by their body language that they're scared, they're very timid. For some of you guys, I'm seeing like water leaking down from the walls. They're showing me a bunch of things. For another one, there's like this entity that is there with the child, but it's not, it's almost like it wants to devour this child. Like, I don't, it's so weird what I'm seeing. For some of you guys, there's like, you're surrounded by fire, okay? Something's like up in flames. It's very interesting. So as I was saying, for some of you guys are really going to have to connect back with that inner child, okay? For some of you guys struggle with expressing yourself, being assertive, okay? Listening to that inner voice, again, listening to that inner child. You guys may struggle with that. For others of you, there's this passion. There's something that you were passionate as, or there was something you were passionate when you were a child. Holy crap. Okay, I don't. I'm going to read this inner child card. It says, wake up, it's time to be, wake up, it's time to be carefree, playful, and spontaneous, childlike and trusting, bringing laughter and perhaps a bit of mischief to your world. As adults, we can forget the lightheartedness we once had as children. Life looks like and feels so different now, but this card is a reminder to reclaim this part of yourself. Deep inside, you still carry the pure spark of life you came in with. It's hiding in your grown-up body, waiting to come out. There may be aspects of your childhood that need healing or remembering. You may like to write your way through early memories or even scribe a letter to your own inner child, taking time to listen for a response. Notice what emotions come up as you connect with this aspect of yourself. Notice what feelings may be calling to be expressed or let go, and what wisdom this part of you may wish to share with you, which makes so much sense. We have that self-expression again. Like this card said, there's maybe something that you are wanting to express, and especially emotionally, because we do have this, the heart chakra card, okay? We have the connection card, so there's a need to connect back with this inner child, with your inner voice, with who you truly are. Now is a good time for you to experience the world through a beginner's mind as a magical place that it is. See it with awe, wonder, and intrigue. Be open to a world of new opportunities, new perspectives, new knowledge, and experiences. Ask your inner child to lead the way today and see where he or she takes you. Jump in the car or on your bike and go on an adventure somewhere. Play in the sun, build a singing castle, run around on the grass, draw a picture, tell a joke, bake a cake with a friend, dance around in your lounge room, tell a story in the dark, do a puzzle, build a fort, play a board game with your partner, or best of all, spend time in genuine play with kids. This is sure to bring out the child in you. Think about what things brought you happiness as a child. Often they are the simple pleasures of life. Include a little of this in your world again. As a child and you know so well to do, laugh and have fun just because it feels good. Yes. So many of us are disconnected from that inner child because, now we're grown up. We have to take life serious. Life isn't about playing games. Life isn't about, being childlike, especially as an adult. But this is still an aspect of who you are. And a lot of us bury this part of us. And especially if it was very traumatic, you may haven't, maybe in your childhood you weren't able to be a kid. Maybe you had to grow up very fast. I feel like for some of you guys, because they're showing me another image of, and they're showing me a father figure doing this, but they're showing me a father figure or a masculine energy yelling at a child, okay? Maybe some of you guys, so I'm getting two ways, is that some of you guys are scared to express yourself, scared to listen to yourself, and others of you guys, when you do express yourself, there's this anger that comes out. It's like there's this bitterness, this resentment that just comes spewing out of your mouth whenever you do speak. And you may have picked that up from a caregiver. As children, we are sponges. We absorb everything that goes on around us, and what ends up happening is that those aspects end up becoming our personality. We end up becoming that person, or we try so hard to avoid being that person that in a sense there's other people that come into our life and they play out that same exact role that our caregivers did. There's a need here to accept yourself, accept where you are at, where you're at in life right here and right now. Okay. Let me see if another one wants to come out from this deck. Yes. Oh my God, give me a second. I feel like I can't move being pregnant now. I can't even imagine what happens when I get bigger, because I'm not even that big yet. There's just so much weight in here. Okay, so we have the base chakra. So the first thing that I heard when I picked this card up is some of you guys may deal with addictions. Now, I like to place that energy within the sacral chakra, but for some reason I'm picking it up in the base chakra as well. So again, some of you guys may deal with addictions, whether it's some sort of substance, whether it's food, could be sex, it could be watching porn, it could be an addiction to having some sort of validation, male validation, feminine validation. Addiction comes in all forms. Those are just kind of the basic ones that are coming up for me. Some of you guys are addicted to your suffering, to your emotions. There may be a certain emotion that plays out quite often in your life, and there's an addiction to that. I know that sounds crazy, but trust me, a lot of us don't realize that we are addicted to our suffering. We're addicted to pain. We're addicted to being comfortable with that pain. I'm just like, they keep showing me this image of that child, like I said, kind of like this, covering themselves up, and then there's just this entity that is like this is what the entity looks like over the child. It has its mouth open. There's something here that's like very consuming. It's almost like whatever this is, like it feels like it takes over your life. There's also showing me a house, but it's not a house that is fully like built, like it's barely like in the structure stage, you know, like they have like all the beams and stuff up, but there's no walls or anything. It's just the structure of the house that's built. I'm getting for some of you guys, now I understand why they didn't want me to use my cards, my tarot deck, because I know they've been wanting me to use my visualization more, my clairvoyance. But what they're showing me and what they're saying is that they're comparing you guys to this house, right? It's like a work in progress, right? It's a work in progress is what they're showing me. But they're also showing me that some of you guys have just kind of stopped, right? You like you've stopped working on that progress, because now they're showing me this very, very dark and cloudy and just very gloomy like sky that is surrounding this house. So for some of you guys have stopped building and have let this gloom and doom energy just really consume you, which makes sense with seeing that entity over the child, you know. Interesting. I'm hearing there's a need to listen to yourself. There's a need to listen. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of these. Let's see if we can get some cards from this deck. Okay, so what else can you tell me about this inner child healing? Wow. Inner demons. Which makes sense, because that's kind of what that entity looked like. I wanted to compare it to like a monster, because it kind of reminded me of a monster. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of inner demons here. There's a lot of trauma here. A lot of inner a lot of inner work that I think it's ready to be expressed. It's ready to be looked at. I think that there's this energy of your inner child ready to connect. A lot of the times, you know, we have to feel safe in order to connect back with that trauma, because that's the reason why we disassociated in the first place, is because the trauma was so intense. So I feel like it's this energy of really the inner child is ready to connect. There's something that your inner child is needing to express to you. It wants you to listen to it. And look, we got the Father card. So again, like I was saying earlier, seeing, what did I say, that there was like a masculine yelling at the child or something like that. It could have to do with the father, a father figure. Somebody very important though, okay? Somebody who was very important to you, especially in your childhood. Can you tell me about this inner child? We have balancing karma. Okay, so there's this energy of, I'm getting the energy of equilibrium, you know. It's like bringing that, it's time to bring these inner demons into the light, okay? It's time to bring these repressed emotions into the light. One more card from this deck. This deck is kind of hard to shuffle through. But it's really funny to me that these are the cards that have came out so far. Okay, we're just not even, we're gonna get this other one. Oh goodness. Okay. I just want one, and I think there's like 2 of them that fell. Now, if the same cards fall out, I'll just go ahead and take them, but... Oh, goodness. Okay. Kind of shuffle over here, because I don't want to keep bending over. It's too much work. Okay. They are showing me the, they're showing me the Temperance card. Ooh. I just want one. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Completion card. Okay, so yeah, there's a cycle that's wanting to be like wrapped up, which is why I feel like it's time for this healing to start happening. Remember that healing is linear, it's not a straight line. So maybe for some of you guys, maybe you feel like you've already worked through inner child healing, you know, through certain inner child healing. But what happens is that we tend to work through one aspect, we move on, and then we kind of come back to it. But the reason why we come back to it is because we're going deeper into another layer, right? And then also too, it's to see, did you really learn? Like, what have you learned as well? I am healed. Okay. I am healed. That's a very good affirmation too. Any affirmations that start with I am is going to have a major impact. Oh my god. Okay, let's see if I can get one more from this deck. Let's see. Do I want that one? What is that? Stressed. Some of you guys are stressed. Now I want to, this may be a little personal, but you know, that's why I'm here, to share my experiences. One thing about stress is that it will literally show in the body. It will become a physical ailment, okay? It'll become a physical disease. A few years ago, I was in a very, very stressful situation, okay? I mean, incredibly stressful. And I started to realize that my gums were receding very badly. And it started to scare me because I was like, what in the hell, you know? And I never went to the dentist, okay? I didn't have health insurance at the time. I wasn't working at the time, so it was something that I couldn't really afford to do. Now, about 2-3 years later, my mouth, where the receding was happening, it's starting to heal. There is no longer like, there was a lot of stuff that was happening within my gums. And as soon as I stepped away from the situation that was incredibly stressful to me, my gums started to heal. And it made me realize how stress really affects the body and how it can become something physical. So, you know, we have to be careful with that, because we can end up being very, very sick. Alright, give me a card for this inner child. Inner child healing. We have lies. And what I'm getting from this is, how are you lying to yourself? In what aspect of your life are you lying to yourself? What are you denying from yourself? Some of you guys need to eat a little better. Okay. Again, connecting with your food. Which would make sense as well with the self-expression card being here. Okay, we're not, there's something here we're not being honest with ourselves about, which makes sense because we also got the accountability card. Okay. Of course, what happened to us as children is not our fault, right? But I always say this, a lot of the times, instead of healing and actually trying to move forward, we are still trying to find somebody to blame on the outside. Okay, and then we hold on to that so tightly that we don't actually allow ourselves to genuinely heal because we're still holding on to this blame. So we need, you know, there's this energy of really needing to be honest with ourselves. We have Archangel Raphael, which is physical, mental, and emotional healing. Okay. Archangel Michael's at the bottom, protection, guidance, strength, and cord cutting. With this Archangel Raphael card, though, I'm really drawn to the physical aspect. So there may be something here that you guys are dealing with physically. Again, like I was saying, you know, whenever we are stressed out, whenever we are holding on to trauma, it will manifest within the body. Some of you guys are not connected with your emotions. Okay. That's like 3 or 4 of them. I just want one. Let's see if I can get one more. Okay. Which is the Archangel Michael card again. Okay. And we also have Archangel Uriel at the bottom, which is transformation and illumination. They're showing me what is it called? And I think this is a symbolism for Archangel Raphael as well, but it's is it the Caduceus? I think it's the Caduceus. I may be wrong. They're showing me the Caduceus. It's a healing sign. Symbolism too. It's a symbolism for healing. But like I said, I'm feeling more, there's something here that's physical. Obviously, it's going to connect all 3 of them. The physical, the mental, emotional, they're all connected. Because everything starts from within, right? It starts at an energetic level. It starts from a emotional, mental level, which then manifests into a physical level. But for some reason, they're really just like showing me the physical of it, like the physicality of this. There's something here that's really affecting us physically. For some of you guys, they're showing me, oh, what is this? They're showing me an organ, but I can't. It's almost like maybe one of the intestines is what it looks like. Some of you guys, the liver. Either the big intestine, the small intestine, your liver, and then they're showing me the heart as well, which makes sense. We do have the heart here. I know that certain chakras govern certain organs within the body as well. It's not coming to my mind of what the sacral, or I apologize, what the solar, the throat, and the root chakra rule. I want to say that the heart chakra also connects to the liver. I don't know, there may be something going on internally with those organs that are physically affecting you guys. I don't know. Some of you guys need to watch what you say. They're showing me a snake's tongue. And we have Venus, which is love, beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, style. This energy, whatever this, I don't think they're giving me too much information on what this inner child healing is, because I think that it's a lot. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but I do think it has something to do with the father wound, okay? It's prevalent to the father wound. But with this Venus, the love card, what I'm getting is that you guys may have dynamics that are very, very similar to what you've experienced in childhood, okay? Capricorn, the boss, serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, and disciplined, which is Saturn. Which is so funny because we have Saturn, which is wisdom, discipline, structure, time, responsibility, tests, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, tradition, realism, container, bones, maturity, gravity. So, and Capricorn in tarot is the devil card. So again, there's some sort of shadows here. That structure is really popping out to me, and it's funny that it came out in both of these. Like I was telling you, I was seeing that house, but it was just the structure of the house. It wasn't, you know, there was no walls up, nothing like that. It was just the structure of the house, and it was very dark and very gloomy. It's almost like there needs to be some sort of, I want to say the word refurbishing, but I don't know if that would be the right word. But there needs to be like more progress. Like I said, that like we kind of stopped working on it and just left it alone to just be a structure, you know, and as it just being a structure, it's not going to hold up. Eventually that structure is going to crumble. It's going to come down. We have Taurus, the bombshell, earthly, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, tactile, ample, worthy, ripe, pleasure-seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious, loyal, patient, and deliberate. Worthy is the one that's sticking out to me. The word worthy. There's still some sort of belief here that you've made it to be true. You've made it to be who you are, which would make sense why we would stop working and progressing on ourselves, because we don't believe it's this energy of like we don't believe we're worthy of moving forward, of moving on. Wow. Okay. So again, they're bringing back to me, what lies are you believing? What lies do you tell yourself? What are you afraid of? Who are you afraid of? There's a need to cut away from certain beliefs that no longer serve you. Interesting. So this is the card, and I'm going to read this card out of the book. See if you guys can look at that, kind of observe it a little bit. What do you see in the card? What does it speak to you? Where's the book at? Right here. 31. So let's see. Secrecy, confidentiality. Okay. From the clandestine world of espionage, I don't know if I'm saying that word right, to the privacy of our personal inner thought, we attempt to keep our own secrets but seek those of others. Any sharings of such confidentialities requires a demonstration of trust, whether it is between nations, corporations, or intimate family and friends. In the context of human relationships, our curiosity or need to know may be for self-interest or a desire to help others. To achieve either will require a key that in turn provides access to the information we seek. It may be facts and figures or simply a better understanding of the circumstance. Such information may be provided freely by those who control it or withheld until we have proven ourselves. These keys may have the form of the most complex cryptic puzzle or password, but also a simple "you can trust me" gesture offered to a troubled friend. In this card, the guardian is herself symbolically an oracle. She possesses the answers you seek and can provide you with the keys to access them. But before doing so, you may have to prove that you are ready. Seeking greater truths, even those of self-discovery, often require some demonstration of worthiness. Interesting. So again, it's almost like, it's like leading me back to this card with the lies. Like, the energy that I'm picking up is, again, like you have the answers, okay? You have the answers. But there's something that you're not being honest with yourself about, okay? And that's the reason why it's so hard to access this inner voice, this inner knowing. There's something that we're not being honest about. Maybe it was the pain that you went through. Maybe you kind of just played it off and was like, oh, it wasn't that serious, you know? But no, there's something here that you guys are lying to yourself about. Maybe it's the fact that you think that you are healed and you don't have anything to work on anymore. Because that I am healed card is just stuck out to me. Desires, goals, passion, craving, fulfillment. You may be lying about what it is that you want, what it is that you need. You're not being vocal about your needs. You're not expressing yourself in regards to what you need. It's like you're downplaying yourself, okay? And the reason being is because you don't feel worthy. You don't feel worthy of this. You don't feel like you deserve to heal. Wow. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to wrap up the reading there, and I'm going to leave it off there. This is definitely a reading that... this is a reading for you guys to really sit with, okay? To really think about, to really internalize. Because this was a very different kind of reading for me, especially not using the tarot. But this is definitely a reading that makes you think, and I think it's very beautiful to be able to think for ourselves, right? To really be able to sit with ourselves and to be connected with ourselves and to really listen to that inner voice, to listen to you, because I can't give you those answers. You know, I am just somebody here who is to guide you, okay? And I can only guide you so far with my own experiences and the things that I have learned within my own life, you know? So definitely sit with yourself, you guys. Really think about what this reading is trying to tell you. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I hope you do something that makes you absolutely happy. And thank you so much for being here with me.